See here? Here's another example of IBFD working out really well. Block this normally, and then IBFD the second hit to completely push him out and make this 2S miss. It's such a big opening for Mei here. See, look, straight up punish and our seed. So I'm going to steal this burst or just take a ton of damage. So perfectly converted to just immaculate defense by Slash here. Fellas, y'all are in for an absolute doozy today. Because the gameplay on presentation here is legitimately so high level and represents Mei's offense and neutral incredibly well. The way this match starts is how a lot of this match is actually going to end up going, because Leo is really scared of Mei 5k, and he's incredibly strong at punishing any whiffs from Mei. So as this match keeps going, you're going to see that after this knockdown situation is over, because, you know, sometimes he gets wrong. In the situation here, they're both going to spec deflective at each other. Because watch them slowly dance around. He sees the 5k whiff and boom, he immediately goes for a punish. You know what I mean? Because Leo is all about waiting for you to go and then trying to punish. And Mei has to break into that offense somehow. You see Slash here approach with an undershot 5k, which will usually bait a reaction, which is exactly what he got. So it's good info for the future. His first hit here came from another high level tactic, which is essentially, well, it's kind of high level. You whiff a move to look vulnerable, because that's what Leo wants. He wants to see you vulnerable when you go punish. Boom, you dolphin. Fuck them for trying to punish, right? And now we're going to get some amazing offense going. Now, I'm going to keep it real, guys. I don't know why he went for the fake mix-up here, because you could beat this with DP, you could beat this with jump, you can beat this with backdash, you can beat this with throw, you can beat this with mash. Everything they can do can win, but at high level, the way it works is that everybody's kind of prepared for the conventional, normal-ass offense, right? So if you have to throw in things that get their brains turning, that they're not really expecting, because who expects you to go for the fakest mix-up in the world, right? So that's kind of the idea behind this type of thing. And later on, Tempest may be encouraged to just try and mash on Wake Up, knowing that Slash is going for fake mix-ups. So it's more of planting the seeds for later on in the set for Slash to get those big openers. But for now, we're going with the fake mix-ups. Everybody in chat's probably a little mad about it, but you know how it is. We're going to see something strange first after this knockdown. You're going to notice right away, for the last about 2 knockdowns, Slash has done stand block every single time. Also, shout out to these slumpies. Always stand blocking. Here, they're going for something like this. Because what they want him to do, because the way it works is that Leo can do a 2k or BTK into a counter OS. And anytime you try to reversal out, it doesn't work. Because otherwise, you're forced to guess, right? My interpretation of why he stand blocks a lot is, for one, it is just kind of straight up a guess. There's a 13 frame difference between BTK and BTH, but if you stand blocked about 3 times in a row, I think most high-level players also assume a high-level player will just switch it up. Which is why I think Slash assumed that Leo would not go for the overhead. Something like that. It's a weird situation, but if he goes for the overhead, you can super that. Or same with the grab. So it's an okay gamble on Slash's end, especially since Leo has so much momentum to work with. So we're back at it again of round 2. We're going to once again just see some weird like backing off. Because essentially, either of them, the way to flow or like the push and pull is that one wants to counter and one wants to push. So if Mei misses a move and Leo moves backwards, well, boom, Leo gets a punish. If Mei moves backwards and Leo misses a button, well, boom, they get some kind of offense going. Although they didn't try and go for anything here, but, you know, amazing disjoint use by Tempest, by the way. Big respect here. Now we're about to see something incredibly cool, okay? Well, after this throw, but something that Slash is using to get a ton of momentum is IBFD, because it severely lowers the options that is available to Leo if he actually gets caught by IBFD. For example, here, look at the distance, right? If they can't go low, all they can do is overhead. That's why they're stand blocking. And not only that, it was a spaced low, so they can't go low afterwards. They have to dash in. They have to do something risky. So Slash is going to be using this throughout the set to force more momentum into his favor. See here? Here's another example of IBFD working out really well. Block this normally, and then IBFD the second hit to completely push him out and make this 2S miss. It's such a big opening for Mei here. See, look, straight up punish and our seed. jumping a steal his burst, or just take a ton of damage. So perfectly converted to just immaculate defense by Slash here. Boom. He's dead. He basically won the round off of that one IBFD. Huge respect to him, seriously. And once again, you're going to see one taking the turn to be passive and one isn't. Mei throwing out a button to control some space and take some initiative. Leo walks back. Boom, with punish. See what I mean? They're always going to either be the aggressor or the defender in the round starts here. Now, no FD here, which is why he is why he's got hit, to be honest. Because if you FD this 2k here, it gets super spaced out. So you can only do a maximum of 2. Well, actually, no, maybe it's still a guess here, but it's still harder for him to like get a variety of mix-ups. Now notice that Leo is immediately making adaptations to not deal with the IBFD as hard. IB, they're immediately holding the shield. They don't want to go into that 2S because they know if they do that, well, they might be fucked into whiff punish because they're ready. They know the counterplay. They know the offense. Now, to be honest with you, the rest of this round is essentially spent with Flash getting absolutely dominated in the defense. Boom was not ready for the cross-up. Boom was not ready for the throw. The way Leo works is that he overwhelms your mental stack, essentially. A lot of things are dealable with either fuzzy defense or a greedy mash or just reacting like the cross-ups, but it's so difficult because there's just so much available in this toolkit that you get absolutely decimated. Especially if such a high-level player like Tempest, right? So something interesting to note here is that during Dolphin RPS, which we haven't really seen much of yet, Mei is going to be using a ton of 2P, 5P, and 2K. And that's because the main move that they're looking for is Leo 5K, or Leo 2S, or Leo Dash, and 2D. And all of these are countered and fully converted if Mei catches these. So it's going to force Leo to do something risky later on. Now, keep in mind here, Tempest either messed up or was going for some kind of waiting for Orca. I'm not 100% sure what they were going for, but they got grabbed out of it. Because if you are passive like that, I mean, you're going to get grabbed. Now, I want you to pay attention to how Slash is going to start approaching this offense, because he hasn't had many opportunities yet. But keep in mind, Tempest has 1 bar. So essentially, anytime they block or Slash blocks a DP, they will be forced to eat a mix-up. And they really do not want to do that. So they're going to be playing as passive as possible to avoid that situation. And because of his patience, he gets a huge conversion. It gets the burst, but it would have been huge. Would have been a round ender. And at this point, I mean, the round just ends with a simple shimmy. Because before, remember, last time Slash was in the situation, he did a delayed grab because he saw the hole in the gameplay. So Tempest just walks back, waits for him to grab the whiff, and absolutely decimates Mei. Amazing play, to be honest, from Tempest. That shows really high level. So following up, and just, to be honest, quite a few incorrect guesses, because when you're first blocking out Leo, when you're going for the low versus overhead versus grab, you are essentially guessing, unless you have really good fuzzy defense, but it's rough. Now, I don't know exactly why Slash isn't getting like the counters on the cross-up, but again, there's just so much on their mental stack that you might just be really struggling here. So right now, I mean, it's just Leo offense stuff. A reset in the corner, boom. Just keeping momentum. They don't want the wall to break because they know if they can completely finish. And boom, IBFD, once again, getting Slash out of a situation. Because what else can Leo really do here if you think about it? Remember, one good guess with IBFD on Wake Up, and there's no more 2K. I don't think another 2K will reach here. Definitely an overhead will reach. No, 2K doesn't reach. So the overhead doesn't work. You can just jump for free. I definitely recommend you guys try this out. And if you guys are struggling with defense, I highly suggest checking out my defensive training plan over on Metafy, because I often will teach other Mei players exactly how to improve their defense, because it's quite possibly by far the biggest flaw most Mei players have. You're going to see them reset with a beach ball here, I believe. No, they just go for offense. Oh, exactly. Now you're going to notice Slash is leaving small gaps in his pressure that could be beaten by DP. Because remember, Slash has 1 bar to work with, so any combo will lead into Whale. And Tempest has a lot of risk and no burst. So if he misses even 1 DP, he is done for. He's dead, he's nada, he's done. Now he gets to take his turn back safely, but he did take some resources from Leo while he's in the corner. And you're going to notice here Since Tempest is throwing out so many moves, he feels free, or Slash feels free to essentially jump over it. You're not going to get a free 6p, because watch here. He tries it, but the way it works in Guilty Gear is that you can either immediately land, go for your JH, and that's an early 6p timing, or you air dash backwards and punish the J8 or the 6p. Because that requires a delayed 6p from the opponent, and boom. Full conversion. Well, he's going to drop it if I remember correctly, but just a 50-50ing them because they're whiffing buttons. So they take that chance to do some cool stuff into Dolphin mix, and boom. See what I mean? It is so important to have strong mix. This is all DP safe here. Except for this, just goading him to do something. Now, unfortunately, Slash didn't build the bar there or hit them. So they didn't get to continue the offense there, but it was a good try, you know? Now, welcome to Game 3. This could only be described as a certified May round. Starting off with a feint, because remember, they've been playing this push-pull the whole time, where one is the aggressor and one's the defender. So here, Slash does a fake aggressive move, because really, Slash can't tell the difference visually between the 2K and the 2S. So, he does the 2K, forces out the whiff, forces out the whiff, and gets some safe situations going. He's not going to get punished, and he can get a poke back. But if he does something riskier, he might have even punished him. You always want to stay DP safe against Leo as much as possible, because you don't want to give that man an inch to work with. Anyway, right now, May is absolutely just rushing him down, because remember, he spent the last 2 games establishing that Leo, you do not do DP. Or he's been checking for the DP and hasn't gotten anything out of it. So this is why Slash is playing so confident to actually go for all of these resets. Because he knows he's not going to DP or mash. So, or he'll mash, but he won't be in a way that will get Slash completely gutted, you know? And boom, he even gets the full RC conversion here. That's all because he spent 2 games conditioning Leo to not mash. So, big kudos to Slash for this. Now this next round is where the heat is completely cranked up because Tempest knows, or Tempest is having some fear in this moment, I'm guessing. And Slash can smell it. He knows he doesn't want to do anything. He spent the last 2 games actually ensuring that he won't do anything. So we're going for fake Dolphin resets here. See? R slash Dolphin whiff 2K. Because he knows Tempest not going to do anything. So, why not go in for it? You know what I mean? And boom, gets a low. And now gets some guaranteed DP offense. I don't know why Tempest got hit, but you know. And boom. Left a small gap here for the 6p. Completely punish it. Because the way that Tempest has been trying to punish a lot of his offense is by doing dash 6p. Because obviously May is completely vulnerable to 6p most of the time. So, boom. And somehow doesn't get kept out of by the DP here. But, boom. We finally just clips him with the far slash RC and baits the burst, and boom, that's the game. I suggest watching the rest of the sound yourself because the rest of it is essentially the same, but as always, if you are struggling with a lot of concepts covered in this video, like offense, stagger pressure, throws, safe jumps, with Dolphin resets, I 100% recommend checking out my offensive training plan over on Metafy. The link is in the description, and I'm always down to help you guys. So, hope you guys have a great day and stay safe out there.